You're going to learn exactly how I coach young men and myself to transform lives. My self-improvement coaching costs hundreds of pounds, but I'm going to give away the system for free because I've seen the remarkable results that this system gets. This is the system right here that does it all. Of all the accountability systems, the best one by far is a simple behavior tracker just like this one I have for February 2021. Guys come to me with major depression, negative mental self-talk, they're addicted to porn, video games, junk food, binge eating, weed. They've struggled with this stuff for many years, and with the mental health problems, they've even had therapists. A lot of the guys who come to me have had therapists, and I promise you right now that it takes 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks using this system to severely reduce their mental health problems. You're not just going to learn how to make a behavior tracker, I'm going to make one with you in this interactive video. So make sure that you follow along to the actionable steps. I have evidence of this kind of behavior tracker since March 2020, and it's literally what started my 180 life transformation from smoking weed, binge eating, severe mental health problems to the man I am now. The first time I was ever able to get consistent in anything was May 12th, 2020, when I started meditating and doing gratitude journaling every single day. Later on in this video, in the advice section, I'm going to tell you exactly what it was. One simple technique that really got me consistent, and I was able to meditate and journal every single day without fail. Just before we make a behavior tracker together, I'm going to get you hyped up a little bit to increase your motivation. There's a few key benefits to making this kind of behavior tracker. The first benefit is that it shows consistency in a physical form. That is insane. Usually you just don't really feel consistent up until you have been doing that activity, that habit, for at least 3 months. And even then, after those 3 months, most people don't feel so consistent because we only ever really think about our current day or our current week. And so the moment that you have a bad week, that outweighs most of the months that you've previously had. But with the behavior tracker, you can see it with your own eyes in something that is physical right there, that shows you how many days you showed up to practice. That is so powerful. The second benefit is that it feels good. Checking off the boxes for the daily behaviors literally gives you some dopamine. If you're on a dopamine detox, this is the type of dopamine that you want to strive for. When I posted a video a while ago, someone commented, don't you know that ticking the box would also give you dopamine, so you're not really on a dopamine detox? Oh, shut up, bro, you dumbass. Bro, if I have to explain to anyone the type of dopamine that we don't want on a dopamine detox, like, shut up. Didn't you know that it'd still give? Yeah, that's the point, Dumbo. That is literally the point of this, is that it gives you like a feel-good reward, but that is like the good dopamine. Hopefully anyone who's watching this isn't that stupid, because if you are, I'll take you out too. I mean, some of the comments you get on Reddit, on the dopamine detoxing subreddit, bro.
Shut your fucking mouth.
The third benefit of doing the behavior tracker is that you get a major sense of accountability. You feel bad when you miss that checkbox. It's like the opposite of being able to check it and get the reward of the dopamine. Not checking it for today and actually having to look at it makes you accept failure. And if you didn't know already, I'm a failure. Click on that video if you haven't watched it already. If you don't say that you're a failure, then you are like a bad failure. The moment that you actively say, yes, I'm a failure, I failed today, I'm not going to check the box, you're a winner who has just failed. Fantastic. That's exactly what I want my boys to be like. I want you to be accountable that the day that you miss, let's say, meditation, you don't check the box, and instead of being a little bitch and then thinking, I won't really use the behavior tracker anymore, let me just take it off, I won't use it anymore. You don't check it, you look at it, and you feel dissatisfied by yourself. You feel a little bit disappointed. Now, don't be a little bitch. Don't start getting really angry and sad and stuff. Have the positive mindset. Look at that unchecked box and think, you know what? Tomorrow I am sure I'm going to check it, because I don't feel so amazing right now because I didn't get to check it today. Finally, the last benefit is that it gives you a collection of self-improvement material that you can look back through in some time to come. And looking through this stuff, like here's a little video of me going through mine. Looking through any kind of self-improvement stuff where you see your younger self has been trying to make progress, it will literally always make you smile. You look through it and you get a lot of self-love for yourself because you realize that you've been on this grind for months or even years. And so it's really nice to have some kind of physical self-improvement stuff in your room that you've saved away, that every now and then you end up just grabbing it and looking through it and just spending 20 minutes being proud of yourself. Now it's time for the actionable step. Do not continue watching up until you have a pen and a piece of paper in front of you. Pause the video until you've got that. Write the month at the top, so we're in February, you retard. Write the daily behaviors that you want to be checking off at the top. For 100% of my boys who are watching this, it has to be meditation, gratitude journaling, exercise, and reading. The other behaviors you want to add on, fair enough, but you must do these 4 behaviors every day, no questions asked. Whether meditation doesn't work for me, shut up, bro. Just do it because I'm telling you to, and in 3 months' time, you'll come back to tell me that this changed your life. These 4 behaviors, I want 100% of the people watching this to have these 4 behaviors at least, and then any more that you want on. So I've got some ideas for any other behaviors you want to add on to the top. I like to add on stretching in bedtime. You can add on cardio or a different form of exercise. And content creation is a good one. If you want to be making some kind of content every day, like writing blog posts or making videos or podcasts, then you can make that into a checkbox too. Then down the left side, write the days of the month. Now I want you to draw all the checkboxes in right now. All right, you've got your behavior tracker. Let's cover some questions that I always get asked. Number 1, most common question is, okay, Hamza, but can I make it on PC? Can I do it on Notion or, some kind of digital system instead of doing it on paper? You can, but you will not get the same effect. You will not get the same effect if it's not on paper. There is absolutely a difference between using... I want to be able to do a cool little... Oh, shit. Fuck my laptop. Fucking retard. There is absolutely a difference between using a pen and checking a box on paper compared to just moving your mouse and then clicking the right pixels on the computer. And look at this. This is where my behavior tracker is. It's literally on my wall. That is so powerful. It's not hidden on a digital system like Notion or a different Google tab that you have to go to. It's literally always in front of me, whether or not I'm on the computer, whether or not I'm reading. If I'm in my room, I can see it up on my wall. It's just there staring me in the face. The unchecked boxes for today's stretching is just always looking at me. That is so powerful. Now, kind of a side note, but I highly recommend setting up your room and having stuff on your walls to do with self-improvement. It gets you obsessed with this. I remember the first time I did this, the first time I stuck up something about progress, like a piece of paper I literally stuck up onto my wall. It was the first time I ever had a successful diet. I had tried to go on a diet so many times before this. Never was successful. The one time I got a piece of paper, stuck it to my wall, and committed to tracking my weight every single morning, I lost the weight. So I highly recommend not only making the behavior tracker on paper, but also taking that obsessive next step to sticking the paper right above your computer on your desk. I had a question that someone asked me on my community tab. If you don't already know, I sometimes ask questions on the community tab. I mean, you might get a notification for it, or you might have to just purposely go onto my channel, click on the community, and you'll be able to see some questions that I ask people. So this was a question that someone asked me. Pretty much he's asking me, what do I do when I feel like I can't commit to the schedule? That is a fantastic question, but this is the really important part of the mindset of the behavior tracker, is that these behaviors are supposed to be non-negotiable. These behaviors are supposed to feel as normal as eating and sleeping and breathing are. A day without these behaviors would feel strange, that even on the bad days, you should be able to check the box. Now, the mindset that I tell my students when they come to me for coaching and they've made the behavior tracker is that the moment you have done the activity, the moment that you've just about done the smallest amount of it, you get to check the box. You've taken 30 seconds to meditate, check the box. You've done 2 push-ups, 1 push-up, check the box. You wrote one thing that you're grateful for, 1 word, check the box. And straight away they're like, but I wanted to make progress, that's not going to do anything. And honestly, you're right. It's not really going to do much. But what's so important is that is the minimum criteria. Literally, this behavior tracker is supposed to get you to always do the bare minimum, because the bare minimum starts becoming very significant very soon. My bare minimum is at least 20 minutes of meditation, at least a few points of gratitude journaling, at least an hour of exercise now. So that's the issue. Most people, when they first start with the behavior tracker, they don't check the box because, for example, they've got cardio on the box. They will only check it if it was a good run. And I disagree with that. The moment that you've put your shoes on and you've went outside and you ran one step, you get to check the box, because no one's going to run one step and come back home. The worst case scenario is going to be that you go for a run, 3 minutes in, you're not feeling it, you feel kind of sick, you come back. But that's a success. That is a huge success, because the old version of you wasn't even doing that. This isn't supposed to be for excellence. This is supposed to be for progress. And you are making progress by doing the bare minimum right now, because most of us dumbasses don't even do the bare minimum. So it's so important that you realize that the behavior tracker will only be effective if you lower your standards of the checkbox. And I made this mistake as well. After using the behavior tracker for a couple of months, I started making the activities on it much harder. So instead of just meditate, I started writing down 1 hour meditation. Now, I was hitting that some days, but here's a little video. You can see that I missed it for a lot of days, and it was actually very demotivating. I actually felt like I was failing. But I was literally meditating for 30, 40, 45 minutes per day on the days that I hadn't checked the box. Is that a failure? Would anyone say that that is a failure? No. So use that same mindset on yourself. 45 minutes for me technically was a failure in terms of my stupid checkbox criteria and standards, but now I've changed it back to just meditate. If I meditate for 5 minutes, I'm going to check the box. Now, I had a great idea to induce even more accountability for myself. On the last Sunday of every month, I'm going to include a picture of my behavior tracker to my email newsletter. The email newsletter link is in the description below. You get so much value from it, whatever. That's going to mean that I have even more of a reason to make sure that, I'm checking all the boxes, because now 100 people are going to be able to see it. So take that same idea for yourself. Send pictures of your behavior tracker to your accountability partner, email them to me. Here's my email. I'll be honest, the issue with this is that unless you've got an accountability partner who's so invested in your progress, no one's really going to be chasing you up for it. No one, at the last day of the month is going to be like, yo, where's your behavior tracker? Let me see it right now. Don't, no one's going to really be pushing for it. Yeah, you can send it to them, you can send it to me, but no one's really going to know if you would do that. And that is the difference, and that is what you get with the self-improvement coaching that I offer. Now, you've learned the system. I hope that it helped you guys, but if you want that skyrocketed level of accountability, you want me on your phone messaging you literally all day, every day. Have you meditated? Have you journaled? Show me the behavior tracker. How was the workout? You'll have a partner to do this self-improvement with. And the progress that you make, it literally transforms your life in a few weeks. So what I'd really like you to do is go to the self-improvement coaching link in the description. You don't have to buy anything. Just check out the webpage, because there's so much more detail in there. And on that page, you can even book a free 15-minute call with me. This 15-minute call can be like a little tester before you go on to get coaching with me. Or if you're not even really interested in coaching, you can just get this call anyway, and then we can have a little chat. You can tell me your main struggle and I'll give you my advice. No strings attached, no hard feelings if you don't want to sign up to coaching. I actually really enjoy these conversations. So go and book that call with me right now. It's completely free. Let's take it from there, and you'll get a little bit more accountability with me on your side. Self-improvement coaching link in the description. Scroll down right now, click on it. If you want to see more videos from a somewhat unconventional small YouTuber, I talk about young men's self-improvement. Scroll down and click on the subscribe button right now. Turn on the post notifications. You'll get a message from my next video. They're all going to be full of value. I mentioned that email newsletter I have. It's a restricted reading section email newsletter. It's like a secret group that we've got. Every week I spend about 2 hours sending this email out. It's got so much value for a young man's self-improvement, and it's mostly aimed towards relationships, hooking up with girls from Tinder, and that kind of lifestyle that you probably don't know much about. You're going to learn from someone who actually has an okay amount of experience. The restricted reading section email newsletter link, scroll down to the description right now, sign up, you'll get an email from me on Sunday. If you're kind of new to self-improvement, there's a video that's just popped up. Self-improvement made me love life again. That's going to give you some massive levels of motivation, get you hyped up for this grind. Click on that video right now to watch it. Take care. Boom.